If you want to learn how to make an AI agent that talks in Slack and is built with security and expansion in mind, then you've come to the right place. Today we are talking about how to build your first AI assistant using Codex. Grab a coffee as we're going to speed run through setting up your first agentic team member using Codex and remove your fear of the terminal known as the black box. Now this is going to be broken up into 4 parts. So step 1, we're going to install Codex on your local computer. Step 2, we're going to go through and collect all the credentials needed for setting up your AI agent with Slack. Step 3, we're going to get Codex to actually install the agent for you into the server setup. And step 4, we're actually going to communicate with that agent in Slack. Now, if you've already watched my previous video on how to set up an agentic agent that works 24/7, you can probably skim watch through the step 2 credential part. Otherwise, let's jump into step 1, getting your Codex set up on your computer. So if you put your email in, you should have landed on this page, which will give you access to everything you need to stand up the one agent as we go through and do it with Codex. So I suggest grab some headphones, put some music on in the background, get yourself a tea, because we're going to be sitting here quite a lot watching the agent do the work for us. And I recommend first things first, go up and open up the setup checklist and also view the code on GitHub. So I'm just going to open them in new tabs. I've already pre-opened everything just to make my life easier for the install here. So all these links here are all the links that you already see up here, ready to go for this presentation. Step 1, we're actually going to go open up the terminal. I'm going to use Spectacle here just to move my screens around and also command space quite a fair bit to go and find and open. So you'll see here, I haven't got Codex installed yet. And then if I go and get the checklist, I'm just going to bring that over here on this side. So as you can see, I've aligned my screens nicely. I'll just use a tool called Spectacle for that. I've got terminal open and we're going to go first install Codex. So copy the instructions here. It's going to go install Codex for you. Won't take long at all if you've got fast internet. Beautiful. Just say yes here. It's not going to launch Codex. It says it does, but all you need to do is type Codex and then sign in. Okay, and now it's signed in. So just sign in with your GPT account. Go yes, continue. There you go. You now have an agent live on your terminal and working perfectly. Next step after this is you want to create a new terminal. So Command T if you're on Mac, just to make life a bit easier. So we can tick this one off, it's done. We're going to go and brew install the password. So you just copy and paste that in here. I've already done that on my computer, so this will cause an issue. So what I'm going to do for me is go eval sign in, this one here. And then it's going to ask me, it says no accounts configured. Do you want to manually add one now? So I can go yes. And then I'll just go and add my information. But the easier way of doing it is if you install, if I go and open 1Password here, you can go 1Password. I'm gonna go settings here. We wanna go to security, unlock with one touch just to make life a bit easier for us. Turn on the developer, integrate with MCP and also check the stats. Close that, that's gonna save. I recommend going Command Q and quitting 1Password, then opening it again. And then see, now if I run it again, so what I did there was I just did Control C to get out of what I'd done. And I can also type clear to get rid of the stuff. And then you just click up as well to just rerun the command. And if I click authorize, it'll now integrate straight away because I've turned on the CLI. So the reason why that works is because you've turned on the 1Password CLI here, the integrate with 1Password CLI. Beautiful. So now if I run the OP vault list, it'll list the vaults. So I've got the 1Password vault, which is perfect, exactly what I want. Now the next step is we're going to go and create our vaults. So we've got the read-only one and also the write-only vault. So you're going to go here, and I'm just going to go ahead and make these and skip across. So you can see that I've made the agent read and agent write vault. Now what you want to go to is we're going to jump back across here. So now we're going to jump back to the screen that we have everything open on it already. So we're going to go to 1Password, developer, you're going to go directory, and then service accounts, and then agent read, create. Only give it access to the read account. Make sure it's read only. Next, create account. Save that to 1Password, only to the agent read. Save it. It's going to do that. Go back to developer, new service account, agent write. On the agent write here, the only difference is make sure it gives it write access as well. Create account. Beautiful. Save that also to 1Password to the right vault. Now, if we go back to 1Password, you should also see these now. So you can see what 2 service tokens, one for agent read and one for agent write. So that we've now done that step as well. So we can tick off this, we've done that, and the optional is a separate writes SA scope. We did that as well, so that's done. We've opened up this, we'll no longer need this screen anymore. So next thing is now to get all the API keys and put them into our 1Password. But there is an easier way to do this than based upon how I did in my last video. What we're going to do is go back into Hermes here and go to examples and grab this 1Password example, copy that. We're going to go back to our Codex here, right? We want to use the one that already has the access and shows that it's logged into 1Password. And then you're going to go, hey there Codex, I'm putting this together. Can you please put the 1Password together for me for this setup? And if you're wondering what tool I'm using for this, I'm using Whisperflow. So I've just copied and pasted the link to this here to show you this is the example that I want you to set out for me. And I'm gonna go pass that across. Now it's gonna ask me to authorize quite a few times as it goes through it. What I recommend doing is just opening up this screen here and start going through and creating your keys at the same time while that works. Here, I'm gonna go cool, studio, and kill, create my secret key. And then I'm just gonna save these in a notepad for the moment because here it's gonna ask me to authorize a couple of things. Same here. And then I recommend putting a credit limit here that you set monthly or something like that, so like $10 for the month. I'm just gonna do monthly for the $2. And then I've already got my Tailscale one, so you just need to do the authorization key there. We're gonna do a repository. So you just to make a repository in GitHub, agent backup, and just make sure it's private. Create that repository. You can see now it's looking at everything there while we're doing this. And then we're gonna create a fine-grained token for our GitHub. Pick your resource owner. So for me, it's gonna be hype or ship. No expiration, only selected repositories. And then you're gonna select your hype or ship one. Add your permissions. So it's just gonna be content. That's my agent backup. And then make sure this is read and write. Generate the token, grab your token, be that. And then make sure you also save this part as well. You can see here it's going through and just figuring it out. We can do the Slack one in a minute. It seems like it's having a little issue here at the moment, so we'll just see if it can work itself through it. The good thing about AI is like sometimes these bugs will happen, and I've done this tutorial about 4 times now before recording this. And I can just go, hey, go fix it yourself. It is reachable if it still can't connect the blockers. Sometimes this will happen if you've reset your 1Password too quickly. So I can go 1Password here, settings, and this can sometimes happen where the CLI, it doesn't like it. I need to quit 1Password and then reboot it and just go try now. Go to new terminal and just go open your account list. So it certainly sees it. So you can just do this. There we go. So we just have to push it in the right way. And then once it does that, I only come back and do the Slack one because we have about 5 or 6 fields that we need to put together for this one, which can be a bit frustrating. So we can authorize this. It's going to keep asking me to authorize a whole bunch of stuff in the background while it's doing this. And then what we can do is look at Hostinger. So when you go to Hostinger, just pick the best server location for you. Just pick your Ubuntu as your thing, put in your root password, and then just click the malware scanner. And then we've got a yes thing command here. So we can just do that again, authorize. And then for this one here, like KVM1 is perfectly fine, but I recommend KVM2. The pricing just seems fantastic for what it is. I'm using KVM8, but I've got like 40 agents running plus a whole bunch of backups, so you don't need the same as me. And then once this one has been all made, which can take about 5 minutes, you're gonna get the root access and the root password. So once again, just keep an eye on this and or keep authorizing as it goes. And then what we're gonna do is agent read here. We're gonna do a new item and I'm gonna do login. And I'm gonna go, this is the Hostinger access. And in the password here, I'm gonna copy the root and put it in the username. And then the password, I'm gonna put it as tutorial, like so. Or you can just copy if you want the URL, the website. So you just have the access there and then save that. And then agent read, perfect. So just put that in there. Don't need the QR factor or anything like that. You can see that it's starting to do the OpenAI and everything else. So just yes, don't ask me again. It's gonna go through and ask for each one. Okay, great. So I just let it speed run through all that and jump forward in the video so you don't have to sit and watch all the authorizations. But you can see here that it's done everything. It checked it over that and made them all and everything's made and we can see it all here. So all we have to do now is just go edit and add in all the stuff that we did, which is awesome. We can just grab the existing GitHub that we did. So the repo is going to go on the backup repo path here and the authorization key will go in the backup path and then press save. Beautiful. Tailscale I've already got, so I'm just going to put my authorization key in like so. And then we've got OpenRouter. So edit again, pop in your OpenRouter and then OpenAI we're going to do as well. Pop that in. Now for some reason in this case, I don't know why it made the agent and the Slack separate with the home channel and the name for some reason. So allowed user and home channel should be in here. So if that does happen to you, which can happen sometimes, perfectly fine. Just go add name, password, and then you just change it to be home channel. And then we've got also the allowed user. So you can just go edit here and copy this here. And we're gonna add another field. So password, allowed user, save that. And I'm gonna delete this one because we don't need it. Okay, perfect, so that one's done. And then all we have left now is the agent side to do. So back to the Slack here, you're gonna create a new app from a manifest, select your workspace. So I'm assuming you've already got one password and Slack already installed. Jump back to the examples on the Hermes installer, and you're gonna grab the Slack manifest here, press the copy button to copy the raw file, paste it in, pick the name. I think it's line 8 and 17. So here I'm gonna call it Veronica, and then line 18. So Veronica here as well. Next, create it. We've got the signing secret here, so you can copy that. And then we're gonna do the authentication token. So authentication, you're gonna add all the scopes in, generate that, copy that. Now, I believe this is the app token. I have got this wrong a couple of times on a couple of tutorials, so we'll see how we go. And you can change and put your icon here as well. So for me, I made one earlier. You can ask in your Codex to go make an icon like this and just tell it to make it for Slack, and it can go and make it for you. Now, normally you have to do save changes, but it just automatically updates. And then you're gonna go install the app. You're gonna install it to the Slack that you already have, allow it. It's gonna come back. It's going to give you the bot user OAuth token. So copy and paste that into the bot token. Now we just need to get the home channel and the allowed user, which is really easy. So if you go to your Slack, you can see we have Veronica installed. We're going to make a new channel. We're going to call it assistant. Next, I suggest making it private so you can add people to it later on. You don't need to do that. And then you're going to add Veronica just to invite her to the channel. Click add them. Click up on the channel name. Going to copy the channel ID. Pop that in. Then you're going to also go to your user. So this is me. Click the icon here, come across here, copy member ID, paste that, save. Okay, and that's everything all set up. We're hosting access, we've got GitHub, Tailscale, OpenRouter, OpenAI, service OAuth, everything's done and ready to go. Okay, now that we've got everything to go, we're going to come back here to our Codex, the one where we did the one password install. Make sure you're in the same setup here. And you're going to come back to our Hermes install, go back to the examples, grab the agent install runbook, copy this across and go, great. And just going to go, great, I've set up everything that's required to be done. Can you now please follow the setup process here and do the checks to make sure I haven't missed anything. And then you're just going to paste in the steps here. And then basically now Codex is going to go ahead and take all the information from what we've done in GitHub and then also the information in 1Password and start working through. And it's going to ask for a whole bunch of authorizations and stuff through the process. So I'm going to fast forward through a lot of that or speed run it. And then at the end, we're going to see how it came out or if I ran into any issues along the way. Okay, so I'm just going to pause here and just go through everything that it did. So basically what it's done is gone through and done a check that all our credentials in 1Password work correctly. It also then checked that the SSH connects in correctly. And now it's going to go, okay, cool. I'm going to run a dry run to make sure everything installs correctly. If there's any issues, I'm going to come back to you. So once again, I'm going to let it run through that. I'm going to speed run through it and jump you through to the next phase. Okay, so now it's done the dry run. It goes, great. I've done all the checks. I followed the current runbook checklist from GitHub. Here's everything I checked. Everything's ready to go. So all I have to do is go, great. Do the full run now. And this might take about 5 minutes to go through the whole process. Then it's going to ask for us for our Codex logins. And then soon enough, we'll have Slack up and running. So I'm going to open up and have Slack open on the side as well. So we can watch it here at the same time because it will stand up before we actually get it fully done. Okay, cool. So I got up to the Codex, which is now we just open this up in a terminal so you can do the auth login. So if you do continue, you should get to a screen that looks like this and you're just going to paste in that code and then click continue and say, great, signed in. Once you've done it, you can see here, it's showing down the gateway. So that means it's just restarting the gateway, ready to go. So we know that it's connected. So this is, you can see this is now connected. This is so cool. Like you've got an agent pretty much almost ready on your VPS that you just set up with hosting it. How cool is that? Like in less than 30 minutes. you've almost got a personal assistant. Great, so I let it speedrun again until I got to this point. Full installation is done. Veronica is here, so now I should be able to go at Veronica and go, hey Veronica, it's great to meet you. And there you go, you now have your agent talking to you inside of Slack, inside of Threads. How crazy is that? Now, to get rid of this part here, which is really annoying, you can just message it to Veronica herself by going back to the channel and going, hey, at Veronica, can you remove these notifications, please? Then she'll go ahead and start doing that and replying. So you can run multiple threads at the same time, asking multiple different things. I recommend you go through this whole setup for the soul process and also the persona, so you can then adjust the agent to what you want. If that's really cool for you and you really like that kind of video, comment, like, subscribe. There'll be more videos like this coming out. The next kind of video is going to be more about how to actually build out your agentic workforce, like I have with a coding team, a writer, email responder, everything else. With you getting your agent up, let me know in the comments below which one you got, what you got up, how you set it up. If you had any issues, let me know as well. I'd be happy to help out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.